Well, hello there, Vlad here. Welcome to my studio. It is Friday, except this is a Friday week before this video actually comes out. I don't know why you need to know that, but that's how it is. It's still Friday. It's Friday for you when you're watching this video or when this comes out. Random information that nobody cares. Let's get into the first question right away. Sigmag asks, how do we get your guitar? I'm assuming he means this guitar. And my answer is, wire me some money, quite a lot of money, I'll send you this guitar and then just go and buy another one of these. And obviously this is a magical guitar because it's been played by me, and when you get this guitar you will play as good as I play. And if you are a way better player than I am right now, don't buy this guitar. I have no idea where I'm going with this joke, but Chris Trocano asks, what are your experiences with IR and fuzz pedals? Specifically, have you used a fuzz going into the Nox Solid Studio? That's a good question and something that I haven't really thought about, to be honest. I did assemble this pedal board just for you to try it out. Engel Fuzzy Head, KMA Audio Machines, Fuzzly Nox Mini Studio. I don't have the bigger Solid Studio anymore. And I have an Engel cab loader here as well, just because it has power amp simulation in it as well, which may or may not make a difference. We'll find that out soon. Let's just check out the DI sound. Sounds really boring. We're going straight from this into the recording interface. The cab loader is completely bypassed right now. Here's how Fuzzy Head sounds without cab simulation. Beautiful. That's the cabinet number 8, which is 4x12 with the V30s in it. Pretty sure it's a Mesa cab. It sounds okay. Fuzzly Bear. Sounds fine. Let's go for the cab loader. I have a preset here that I just engaged. One thing I need to do is to go do like this, because the preset I had here has a completely different cab. Now I'm using the V30 by Engel, like 4x12 with V30s by Engel. Whoa! Alright, there was a short intermission of me adjusting the volume on the Fuzzly Bear, so I'm not clipping. Okay, this sounds way better. Let's bypass the Engel again. Mini Studio. Wow! What a crazy difference. Back here, do the cab thing again. Whoa! Let's check out the power amp simulation. Still not clipping. Okay, so to me, the power amp simulation does a lot. Works with the Mini Studio, but especially with fuzzes which have a lot of high end, to me it feels like it could use a presence control or like something that the power amp simulation does. I feel this works way better with these two than this does. Not sure about the bigger Solid Studio because it has a power amp simulation, there's a presence control on it as well, I think. Unless I'm forgetting, I'm pretty sure there is. So maybe that would be an option. If I'm building a fully pedal board based setup, I usually want to have a power amp simulation equipped. IR loader on the pedal board, this or the Torpedo Cab M over there in the corner, which might actually be out of the frame. They just give you more flexibility, and fuzzes can be tricky. These two I consider easy fuzzes because you just plug them in and they work right away no matter where you place them in the signal chain, especially if you're dealing with more kind of vintage style of fuzzes. You might run into trouble, and the more flexibility you have in your IR loader, the better, I think. Hope that answers your question. Also, Pete asks, what patch cables do you use for video demos and even playing live? What type of connector do you find works best inside pedal boards and lasts long? Is it worth extra money paying for a big name brand like Mogami, or will Hoser do? Funnily enough, I'm wearing a Hoser Tech t-shirt over here, and this is in no way an ad for Hoser Tech cable. Even though two of these cables you can see here, here's the fourth one, these two are Hoser Tech cables. I was a big fan of Evidence audio cables for a while. They're kind of solderless kit, and you get a bunch of the cable and these plugs, and then you put the whole thing together, and you don't need to solder anything. And once these are done, these are like super strong, and you can bend them however you want, and it doesn't really break. If you find yourself rewiring the pedal board a lot like I do, the custom length cables become an issue because sometimes they're too short, sometimes they're too long, and creating a custom cable for every situation is kind of impossible. These plugs are like €5 or even 7.5 euros per plug. So if you need, like, let's say 10 of these, you add up in price fast. So I've kind of been going away from these because I'm just building a lot of custom pedal boards for one-off gigs and such. So I don't really use these anymore. They are really nice. They're super small, and if you want to put two pedals close to each other, these work just fine. As I mentioned, you can pretty much bend them any way you want. You can even stack them like this, and you can see that these pedals are still relatively close to each other. And I found these cables really reliable as well, so they work. But price-wise, they're really expensive. Then there's the traditional bulky one, which, well, this seems to be unwinding already. Like, yeah. Personally, I'm not a fan of these because, as you can see, they take a lot of space, and then there's a lot of tension happening here, which makes the pedals move a little bit. Obviously, if these were fixed on a pedal board, it wouldn't be as a big of an issue. But yeah, Hoser makes a lot of cables, but this isn't personally my choice. If you need to have your pedals really, really close together, Hoser and many others make these kind of flat head patch cables, which I think are really cool. And when you do like this, ta-da, these can go really close to each other, except this cable wants to unplug. But yeah, you can have them even like this if you need to for some reason. So that's an option. Reliability wise, haven't had any issues with this yet. The problem you'll run into with these flat cables is when you have a pedal that has top mounted jacks. And let's see, like this. This is a Rev G3, and as you can see, you can barely just plug in the power cable here, which is an issue, obviously. So these wouldn't work with the G3 and some other pedals that have top-mounted jacks. These are EBS patch cables. They're fixed length. They are pretty sturdy feeling. They're super flexible. They're light. They don't take up much space. And these have been really durable in my pedal board builds, and I really haven't had too many issues with them. I have a bunch of those lying around because they are the best way to quickly wire up a pedal board if I need to. I like the black cables because they usually kind of blend in with a black pedal board as well, so they're easy to hide. And for a guy who assembles a lot of pedal boards just for specific videos and such, these make most sense to me, to be honest, because they work with all kinds of pedals as well. And yeah, they're super affordable as well. So long story short, if you are building like a fixed permanent setup that you're not going to disassemble, often Evidence audio cables are the best because you can have just the exact amount of wire on every single cable and make your pedal board super nice and neat and clean, which is important, especially if you're touring or like traveling a lot with your pedal board. Having all the patch cables and everything like fixed properly is really important so you don't run into issues when playing live. If you want the tightest setup, you might want to use these, the Hoses Deck flatheads. There's a bunch of other companies that make these as well. And if you like to build a lot of random setups or try out different pedals on your board, these EBS cables have been very reliable, very affordable, and they don't take up a lot of space on your board, so they're really cool. That's a really long answer, but I hope this helps. Hi, I'm Sigrid from Philippines. I know nothing about digital things. I used analog pedals all my life. My question is, how do I run my multi-effects to PA system? The reason I want to go direct is that I'd like to use amp and cap sims in my future effects. I'm looking at AA12, which is atomic amplifier, a big unit, versus the HX Stomp. Well, the short answer is that pretty much all of the modern kind of modeling units, the HX Stomp and the atomic amplifier included, have some sort of line out. Many of them might have an XLR out as well, as the Engel cap loader has as well, and you can go straight from that into the recording interface or to the front of house or to a PA system as well, and that makes it easy. In those cases, you just need to make sure that you have a cap simulation going on, probably some sort of amp simulation as well. Otherwise it will sound buzzy, as you heard in the Fuzz clip. When you disable all of the power amp and cabinet simulation, it sounds awful. So yeah, that's what you want to do. And honestly, it's really simple as that. If you're running into PA system, that is, if you want to run your kind of modeling unit into a guitar cabinet, it becomes more complicated, but I don't think that's what you're asking. 2 and 3 Chord Jams asks, cool video Vlad, cool with a K. Cool. A YouTube buddy of mine was asking me about running Helix into an amp. Does it work? In live situations, I use PA myself and do not play out live myself. Curious if you ever tried it, or saw somebody do it at all the events you've attended. I don't own a Helix or anything like that myself, but a bunch of my friends do, and we've talked about their setups a lot. And yes, you can run Helix into your amp as well. And there's actually several ways you can do it. First of all, you can just plug it into the front of the amp, but in that case, be sure to disable the amp simulation and cabinet simulation on the pedal itself, because you are using an amp. Then you can just throw effects into the signal chain on the Stomp or any Helix unit and kind of use that as your pedal board in front of the amp. Obviously, you can also use the effects loop of the amp as well. I think all of the Helix units have a loop thing going on, so you can kind of put things on your Helix in front of your amp and also into the effects loop of the amp, because you can have like this effects send return block thingy in there as well. So you can put some of the effects in front of the amp, some in the loop, and it works great. The user interface is pretty good. I had some issues with the HX effects myself. It just didn't work with my Dynamis head at all. I felt the HX effects was just sucking out some of the tone. There's a video on that topic in the corner over there. Or is it in there? I'm getting confused with the corners, but somewhere over there. And in the description as well, you can check out my take on that. But yes, it works well, and I also know that a lot of people use their Helix units to change the channels on the amplifier as well. The Dynamis and the Black Spirit 200 are both MIDI controllable, so you could change patches on those amps as well with a single press of a button and engage a bunch of effects and such. So yeah, it's a super versatile rig, and I know a lot of people use it, so yes, it does work really well. Poo Ninja asks, how does your wife feel about your YouTube channel? Does it cut into family time making videos? Well, first of all, much love to Poo Ninja. What a great guy. Such a positive force in the guitar community. Thanks, dude. I appreciated that a lot. And to answer your question, my wife's been super supportive of all of this. I spent crazy amount of hours and actually quite a bit of money as well going to these event things. There have been few recent events where I didn't have to invest as much money anymore because a lot of the costs were covered. But the first few events, it was flights, car rentals, all that kind of stuff. On all of that, she's been super supportive, because when I told her that, hey, I think I need to start making videos because I feel like this could be something cool and hopefully turn into like an income stream for me as well in the future, she was like, yeah, do that. And she immediately understood the business model and obviously she understands even more now how all of this works, and most of the time she's been super supportive, and the times she hasn't been is mainly because of I kind of neglect her or our baby or taking care of our home sometimes, and every time she's done it she's had really good reasons to do that, and I only have myself to blame. And it's a constant struggle trying to find the balance between family life and doing the videos. You wouldn't think creating 10 to 20 minute videos per week is a lot of work, but damn it is. It's setting up lights, cameras every time, doing the audio recording. There's a lot of time that goes into editing, creating thumbnails, doing all the descriptions, tagging the videos, posting on social media. I don't know, I spent 10 to 20 hours per week doing just that. Plus I have a day job, plus I'm doing the freelance work, and I'm trying to find time for the family as well. Trying to find time to just do normal life things as well, and rest as well, because if I work 8 hours per day, 5 days a week, and then you add the 20 hours doing the YouTube thing, there isn't too many hours left for everything else, and I'm super grateful that she's been allowing me to do that. Interestingly enough, since we've had the baby, I've actually been more focused. I'm watching way less YouTube, I'm watching way less TV in general since that happened, and I'm using the spare time I have on this. And I actually feel, and you might disagree, that the video quality has become better over this time. I recently watched one of my videos from like a year ago, and like the production value on that was way worse than it is now. And when you do like small increments over time, you don't notice that, but it was really cool to notice. Like once I kind of really learned how to balance all of this. I'm not saying I'm doing it perfectly, but I'm getting better at it. I feel, weirdly enough, the video quality has actually gone up when I have less time to do it, because it makes me focus on the things that really matter for this YouTube channel and not spend my time on just random stuff, I guess. But yeah, thanks Poo Ninja, I appreciate the question a lot. Tahalinen asks, how big is your home studio? And this is definitely not my wife trolling me on Instagram, but whoever do have an Instagram account, follow me over there. And I did the Q&A thing there as well to get some questions for this video. So yeah, follow me there. Help me to get over the 500 followers over there. I've been stuck at like 490 for, I don't know, 4 months or something, which is really weird. It just doesn't seem to move on from there. But yeah, how big is the home studio? You know what? I've never done this before. Let's measure. Alright, so that was roughly about 3 meters wide and 3.2 meters long, I think. That's how you say it. So that makes up into roughly like 9 square meters. It's a small room, and if you want to see how I set everything up here, there's actually a video where I kind of show you how I shoot my videos. There's a card for that, link below in the description for that as well. And yeah, that video I think gives you a good kind of overview of how little space I have here. Actually, not too long ago we got rid of the couch that was here. Nobody was using it. It was really bad to sit on and kind of ugly as well. I don't know why we bought it in the first place, but yeah, we got rid of that, and suddenly there's a lot more room to operate. It's made my life much easier. I managed to get this cool amp shelf here as well and stuff like that, but it's still a small room, and most of the setup isn't fixed because I work in this room several days per week. For example, there's that secondary camera over here, and it's on a mic stand hanging here, and I need to take the stand because my daughter might knock it down otherwise. Same goes for the lights and stuff. So yeah, it's not a huge room, but I'm making the most out of it, I feel. And that, I shouldn't be doing this. That concludes the 5th episode of the FAQ. If you got a question you want me to answer, leave a comment down below, ask the questions there. Follow me on social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And if you want to support what I do, there's Catpic Studios jam tracks and t-shirts, links below to those in the description as well. And like, share, subscribe, all of the YouTube things, and that should be it. I'll stop rambling. Thanks for watching. I shall see you next time.